franchise.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. Jackson can't get that one to fall. So it's Utah now. Favors with a screen on Jackson. Nato, and it's sent back by Drummond. First quarter, just over a minute played. Jackson kicks to Tolliver. Detroit, no good that time either. We were mentioning the Jazz, and they grew last year under Coach Quinn Snyder in his first year. You know, Greg, he did the same thing with teams when he was a coach in the D-League.
That's a great point, Kevin. And beyond the growth that the Jazz showed, I think everyone in Utah was pleased with the style of play. I mean, Coach Snyder's got the team back to playing hard defense and really grinding out wins.
Such a wide open look. Caldwell Pope's got the first bucket of the game with the 3 for the Pistons. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
They got to find something, you're right. Nato, good on the 7-footer. The Pistons have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. Outside Jackson. Harris outside. Pulls up on the elbow, and he gets it to go. Caldwell Pope's got his second bucket tonight.
That mid-range jumper is just another one of his weapons.
Favors with the screen. Gobert in the corner. Hayward on the wing, defended by Drummond. And Hayward with the stuff.
Look at the handles. Gets through the D and then powers it home.
Such a pretty move inside. Clark, how do you stop that?
You don't, Kevin. I mean, as a defender, you got to just stash that one in the memory bank and make sure it doesn't burn you the next time.
Here's Caldwell Pope. 5 points in the game, and that one's good. Drummond's got his first bucket in this one.
Yeah, strong move to the basket there. Nice power to get that up and in.
To the paint, here's Gobert, and he takes the fantastic lead pass up strong for the slam.
And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on target.
Outside Jackson. Dishes it to Tolliver. Clock at 4. The Pistons need to get off a shot here. Harris misses. Utah trailing here. Nato, guarded by Jackson. Softly drops in the floater.
Guys, that time he went for the fancy finish for us there, man. That was sweet.
Well, for Detroit, their last game a loss to the Atlanta Hawks.
And nothing went well offensively on this night for them. They were just completely disjointed.
Yeah, you could call it the 3 Ds, disjointed, disorganized, discombobulated, or whatever else you wanted to use to describe that would be appropriate.
Reggie Jackson had made some noise about wanting a big contract to be moved last year. Ultimately, he was traded to Detroit.
Yep, Kevin traded from the Thunder to the Pistons, and it actually happened on deadline day.
And if you go back, remember Jackson struggled with the Pistons last year as well. So the team went on a losing streak as soon as he got there.
Here's Hood. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Favors with the screen. Hood dishes to Favors. Utah needs to get off a shot here. Gobert. And airballs the triple. That one was way off.
And Jackson will look for a fresh start this season. I mean, hard to play with all the drama and questions going in your head about pending free agency.
The Jazz have gone 50% from the field to this point, 4 of 8. Lots of room. Here's Gobert. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. First trip to the line for him here.
And you know, you'll take what he can give you from a free throw line looking at his numbers, just really not one of his strengths, shooting in the low 60s last season.
And guys, that was an element of his game that he could not get turned around. I mean, he was really in a funk, and it lasted all season.
No good on the second, so he hits 1 of 2.
You can tell that miss at the line might stick with him for a while. Always hurts to miss a chance to take the lead.
Jackson down low, connects on the 9-footer.
And when it comes to size, it's not a one-on-one matchup that favors him.
Well, you wouldn't know it with that finish, I tell you. I mean, that took a little bit of creativity right there.
And so it's Utah here with the ball, trailing by 2. To the middle, here's Favors. You know, Clark, the thing you like about Derek Favors is he keeps adding to his game every year. You forget how young he is, too.
That's exactly right. We need a reminder. This guy came into the league very early, right after a year of college. Seems like he's been around forever.
And he knocks down the first one.
You know, as I watched Derek Favors last season, he continued to develop his offense. He was a big, unpolished athlete coming into the league, had some conditioning problems, but now it seems like he's on track to be a force as a power forward.
And the Pistons making a change here. Monroe's checked in. Good on both. Jackson with it. He's coming off a 22-point game against Atlanta. Well, now go to Doris Burke, who spoke with Quinn Snyder. Doris?
We discussed their game plan defensively, and he mentioned that controlling Greg Monroe will be crucial. He said Monroe is a guy who can score inside, rebounds well, and his passing really sets him apart. Their offense runs best when it goes through his hands, so pressuring him and staying vigilant is essential for us. Guys, can they slow him down?
Always great to hear from you, Doris. Talking about Derek Favors, his points per game average went up last season, as it has done in each of his 6 seasons in the league. He's an ascending player.
He is, you know, definitely refined his moves down on the blocks, and he's also become much improved at passing out of the double team, averaging a career high in assists last season as well. The arrow is certainly pointing up for Mr. Favors.
Timeout is called, first of the game for the Jazz. One thing about Greg Monroe, he is a highly skilled big.
He really is. I love the fact that he can do so much. He can post you up, he can pop out and knock down the 15-footer. He's an outstanding passer. And at his size, those are skills that have served him and his teams well.
Burks, he's checked in for Utah. Jazz have gotten 5 of 10 shots to drop in this game so far, right at the 50% mark.
And getting back to Greg Monroe, guys, he made some subtle strides last season. Best rebounding average of his career, up to 75% on his free throws. And how about this little nugget? Not one three-point attempt last season. That tells you he's starting to mature.
Now here's Jackson. Derek Favors unable to get his shot to go. Jackson kicks to Harris. Shoots from 14. That one rolling around and rims out.
And you know, with some people, they'll always find something wrong with Monroe's game. He'll never make the all-defensive team. He kind of looks like he's playing at half speed, but he produces, and he does it within the team confines.
Now Jackson, following Alec Burks' three-point attempt. Harris kicks to Jackson. Passes it to Caldwell Pope. Nice ball movement by Detroit. The dish to Harris. There's the triple. Harris missing again. Utah has gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Pass to Favors. And that one's good. His second basket of 4, shooting 50%.
That's an easy. We call those bunnies. That's what they need.
To the paint. It's stolen by Gobert. Pass break. Here come the Jazz. Nato. Here's Burks. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face.
You know, he's always thinking. That's what I like about him. Spotted the open man and immediately changed out of his shot and gave it up.
Outside Jackson. He dishes it to Monroe. The 11-footer. Gobert with the block. There's the pass to Burks. No good. And it's Detroit the other way. The drive by Jackson. And that one hits back iron.
That's exactly how you have to defend him. He's a guy that the D needs to be aware of at all times.
Feeds it to Favors. He made that one. Basket number 3 for him. He's also missed 2.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
Great ball movement. Just not happy with how his team is playing, and they just have been on the wrong side of this run.
Yeah, and you know what, Gary? Sometimes just a pause in the action, which is what a timeout can give you, is enough to change things around.
For the Pistons, Morris comes in for Anthony Tolliver. Rodney Stuckey subbed in for Caldwell Pope. Pistons trail by 4. Now here's Jackson. 6 points for him. He feeds it to Monroe. Morris outside. Just 5 on the clock. Kicks to Stuckey. Here's Harris. No good on the 3.
He's going to play his way right onto the bench and out of the game if he continues to shoot it like he has so far in this quarter.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Utah was so tough near the end of last season, Greg. They weren't going to make the playoffs, but they did give other teams some trouble.
That's a great point. And how about going 19-10 after the All-Star break? Another team that would have been in the playoffs if they were in the East.
And Favors kicks to Burks. Favors with the screen. There's the feed to Hayward. A 3-ball. Good. Hayward's got 5 points so far.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync. Tremendous communication and awareness.
Now here's Monroe. Morris passes to Monroe. Jackson has the open look. Second chance shot, and the rejection by Favors. Here's Mack. 1:43 left to play in the first. He feeds it to Booker. It's stolen by Harris. Morris outside. Here's Jackson. Booker pulls it in.
You know, he just hasn't looked right to me. A bit out of sorts, if you will. Something's off with his mechanics, at least as I look at him. Boy, I tell you what, guys, he's an extremely strong finisher. I'm surprised he wasn't able to power that through the defense.
Here's Jackson. Again, the miss by Jackson. Jazz leading by 5. Hayward kicks to Burks. No one near him. Detroit with the rebound.
And boy, has he been struggling big time here in the quarter.
Yeah, he's played tight. I mean, you can see it. No flow at all to his game right now.
Now here's Jackson. He has 6. Stuckey dishes to Jackson. 3-on-3. It's stolen by Morris. And now the Pistons fast break. And there's Stuckey. That's good on the assist by Monroe.
Such a strong finisher on the fast break.
And Greg, I love the fact he's always in control. Even though he's going at breakneck speed, he still maintains his body control.
Here is Hayward. He has 5. It's stolen by Morris. And here's Jackson. Stuckey outside. And here's Morris for 3. And that one's good. Morris has got it all tied up now for Detroit. With 1 on the clock. Tie game in Detroit. Stay with us as we get set to bring you the second quarter right after this. And Derek Favors, known for his work ethic, and he talked about his focus on developing his skills.
I just want to get better.